Hello and welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. I'm Eriu and I'm here to give you your October tarot reading. So as always, if your sun sign video doesn't give you a lot of clarity, don't worry about it. Check out your moon and rising sign videos. I do it all the time as well, watching other tarot readers, and it really does help me at times. So do that. And also to let you know about this particular reading, this is called the What Am I Doing With My Life reading. Pretty self-explanatory, folks. Let's try and get a bit of guidance. Let's try and figure it out, at least for the month of October. And if you'd like a reading with me, you can certainly have one. My details are below. Just get in contact. Now that that's out of the way, let's see how your month is gonna go. Hi Capricorn, and welcome to your October reading, lovingly titled What Am I Doing With My Life? I just want to echo that last bit. My life, my life, my life. I think this is something that we're all struggling with at the moment, including myself. So I'm hoping this will bring you a little bit of clarity, and you can apply it to any area in your life that you see fit. So your work life, your love life, your home life, your friends, doesn't matter. Or you can just leave it open. So let's get started. Very heart of this reading, the very center is the Seven of Wands. This is the first position. Now it is covered by the second position card, so I apologize you can't see it, but we'll still go in depth anyway. Capricorn, it's been a little bit rough lately, hasn't it? Yeah, you've had to have a few fights with people, unnecessarily so, and you've had to defend yourself, and in many ways defend your honor in who you are and what you do and what you deem to be true to you. And it's been a little bit tough, purely because, as I said as well, it was all a bit unnecessary. Why did it have to go the way it went? Why do people have to interfere so much when we all know Capricorn's bloody capable of anything? So why is anyone even giving their 2 cents? Unfortunately, that is life and that is humans, and when we interact with each other, this is what happens. Seven of Swords is about you, beg your pardon, Seven of Wands is about you having to defend yourself, but being successful in achieving that. The wand energy, we have Leo, Aries and Sagittarius, so your fiery side has really come out, or will, or has come out in this in the past, which is kind of coming into the October month for you as well. It's because, as I said, you've had to defend yourself for certain things that really were no one's business. When we have the seven as well, we see it as a very singular experience. So some of you may have been really having problems in a team environment and work, or your family environment, and you've had to justify what you've been doing and the work that you've been doing, which is kind of, I'm hearing, is kind of ironic, because the people that are questioning your work are the ones that aren't working at all. It's always the way though, isn't it? But Capricorn, I see you having to do that, and I've seen you have to do that even sometimes with friends, and justify the way your life is going and what you're doing. What I would say to you is, you don't need to justify it too much. To the people that really count and care about you, as long as you're happy, that's fine with them. I guess love and care comes in different packages. It's delivered in different ways. But the people that really are on your side will let you do your thing. This is you now, and you feel like this is a matter that is very much you are doing by yourself, that you would love to have a bit of a support system. But let's have a look. Let's see how the rest of the month is going for you. So second position that we have is just over the first card there. It's the Six of Pentacles. You have a lot of pentacles in this particular reading, and this is what you are afraid of. So for some of you, if this is a job scenario, if this is work, you're afraid that your finances won't be as lucrative as before. What I would say to you is, when you have the Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving, there's always enough coming in for the things that are going out. So even though you don't feel like you're making a lot of money, or you're not getting the investment of which you hoped from before, this is saying you're still all right though. You're still doing well. It's just not on the luxury line, but you have that money coming in, you have that investment coming in to cover other things too. This is also about you being in a position of delegating to a certain degree, even though this isn't the Justice card, or it's not the Queen of Swords card, which for me is about delegation. What we see you is elevation to a higher role, that people are coming to you and requesting your services. So you might be at the very early stages of a new entrepreneurial thing, and you're feeling that you have to be the business owner, you have to be the one that does everything. What I see with the fear here, as I said, it is the feeling of not having enough money coming in, but also the fear that the people that are coming to you don't have your best interests at heart. Because when we combine it with the Seven of Wands, it's about people coming for you, coming to get you. And I feel like you bring that in with the Six of Pentacles there, having to protect yourself yet again, because the number 6 is about being the protector, but I see you feeling you have to protect oneself as opposed to everybody. So just be aware that that might be the feeling you carry, but may not be actually necessarily what's going on, because Seven of Wands means that you're coming out of that. You know, the Five of Wands, you would have had that trouble. The Six of Wands as well, to a certain degree, but the 7, you're coming out of it. So let's leave. I would say there's an element slightly of even maybe paranoia attached, and your aim really with this card is to try and alleviate that or extinguish it when it pops up into your mind. So the third card that we have for you, this is to the very left hand side here. This is the Four of Pentacles, and this has been what is your past influence that's been really beneficial to you over the years. So what's been beneficial to you? Pentacles again. Oh, Capricorn, you are a cliche of the elements of the earth signs. You love a good investment. You love a good finance. But with all due respect to you, right, this card really means that what has been beneficial to you is keeping your cards close to your chest over the years. That's what's been really good for you, because it's made you quite discerning in what you give to people and what you don't feel like you need to say or do. Now, with this card as well, when we talk about keeping your cards close to your chest, we're also talking about keeping your counsel. So really nobody really knows what's going on with your Capricorn. In many ways, you quite like that. It kind of adds a little bit of mystery to you. But at the same time, you can close yourself off with this card. So I think you're aware of that, though. I think there's an element of you can be very independent and individualistic and kind of push yourself at the extremity of that side of things and close yourself off slightly. But that has been something that you've been very good at doing, that you've been able to exercise keeping your counsel and keeping your judgment, and that has gotten you far in many ways. And locking those important things up in essentially Pandora's box for yourself. And why not keep your life private about certain things? Totally understandable. So the fourth card that we have for you is grounding this entire reading. It's at the bottom of the spread there, and it's the Five of Pentacles. This is your past influences that have been of negativity to you. And Capricorn, when I tell you this card has come up in various positions in this spread for at least 50% to 60% of the readings this month, I'm not even lying to you. Pentacle energy again. So this is you. You're very much settled in your energy for the month of October. Five of Pentacles can be a tough card. Normally the experience with this card is that you feel like you've been left out in the cold, like you've just been forgotten about. And on the extreme side of things, it's like the universe has forgotten about you, or the people that you care about have forgotten about you, or your social groups have forgotten about you, and it's being cast aside and cast out of even sometimes an institution that you thought was for you, and that the people were for you, and that you loved being involved in, and it's a real shame, because it's like you have no control over this circumstance or scenario with the Five of Pentacles. It's not a major arcana, but you really don't have any control over it whatsoever. It's being by the hands of other people. And so you leave this place or this group or this thing without being heard, without giving your input. And even if you've tried, it just doesn't allow you to be seen in many ways. And the beauty though of this card, right, which I have emphasized in the other readings as well, with this particular deck, in the background there, the person you can see is watching something on the hill, and that is a hound and a hare. And there is a famous Irish saying, an old Irish saying, that we say, a person runs with a hare and hunts with a hound. And what that means is that the people or person that is involved in the scenario with you are extremely two-faced, only care about their own self-preservation, will do whatever it takes for their own self-preservation, and will always be seemingly diplomatic, yet will be involved in both camps, essentially. You can never really trust this person. I'll say it singularly for the reading for now, but you can never really trust this person. And down the line, there's no loyalty or sense of duty to the other person, to the family, to the friend, to whoever their involvement is with. And I would say to you, in many ways, this card is a blessing in disguise. So you may have had this with someone in the past and you deem it to be a negative influence, that someone has purposely done this to you and left you out in the cold, and they left you with nothing. Like that's what I get with some people. The feeling is that they left you with nothing except the clothes on your back. That's what it feels like. But I want to tell you that this is a blessing in disguise. And at the time, if you couldn't see a Capricorn, you do see it now. For me, definitely a silver lining card. You know better now. And actually, do you know what? To be fair to you, Capricorn, it's not about you knowing better. It's just about knowing who you should surround yourself with. And I think that whole keeping your counsel thing with the Four of Pentacles, you may have used before. With a certain group of people, you opened up and you realized it wasn't with the right people, but they are gone, they are done and dusted. So bye bye past and negative influence, because we don't want you anymore. So crowning this reading, then, what we have at the very top of the spread is the Three of Swords. So we have Swords energy, and this is the first time you've experienced it so far in the reading. Swords, we've got Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. So we're talking about the cerebral aspect, we're talking about communication, we're talking about how we articulate, how we come across to people, the delivery of the spoken word, the delivery of the written word. But when we look at the Three of Swords, we see three swords that have traditionally in the Rider-Waite deck are piercing a heart, which means that we can take out those swords at any time if we so wish to do so. But that takes time as well, because that's what healing is all about, and it requires a greater amount of time than sometimes we're even willing to give it. But with this card in this deck, it's really nice because we have a variation of other meanings as well. So it's the potential for like true growth and transformation. And I much prefer that reasoning with this card, because that's what we aspire to do. Everybody walks around with certain scars, but we have to learn from it and grow from it. And why not transform then into a person that may even sit better with us than our previous selves. We can also learn and grow from kind of other conflicts, or the conflicts that have given us these scars. And it can be quite difficult at times, and we can feel that we are the victim of something, and this card does bring a victim-like aspect to it. And it's not to say that we're not justified in feeling that way, but to get ourselves out of this sometimes feels a little bit more difficult. But I would say healing and emotional maturity are definitely results of this card. So I see you promising to give yourself those things, Capricorn, and I see you promising to give yourself more time to heal if necessary, and I see you giving yourself kudos for a bit more emotional maturity, which we don't always acknowledge when it happens, or when it becomes the result of something. We don't always pat ourselves on the back for that. This card also says to me, Capricorn, that to allow parts of yourself to heal accordingly and do what you need to do in order to heal that. This could be related to family. It could be related to family dynamics as well, because we're looking at the tree of life here, but also the tree representing the family being the roots of our life in many ways, where we come from, how we grow, how we expand, how we have our own families, and that we expand on the branches of that. So for some of you that may have been hurt by a family member, or maybe even the passing of a family member, or the unintentional hurt from a family member, this is saying that you will acknowledge that this month, and you will learn to heal from it, but you won't be so exhausted by it anymore. So this reading has kind of felt like a very troublesome, I guess, reading. And I'm delighted to say, Capricorn, that the end result, which is your final placement, sixth position here with the card to the far right, is the 10 of Cups. It has not been in vain, my lovelies. It has not. You have not endured for no reason. The result of all of this, the result that you will get in October and towards the end of October, is emotional fulfillment and that healing of that emotional side to you. Look, we all know, Capricorn, you could be tough as nails if you want, but I also know that you're really squishy on the inside, and it's very nice to feel an equilibrium of strength and vulnerability. And so you will feel that coming into the end of October. You'll also start to feel the partnerships and relationships that you have with people are starting to heal. They don't feel as fractured. People are starting to understand where you come from a little bit more, and if they don't, they won't question it as much. They begin to accept. I think because you have really stood up for yourself and for what you do and who you are, that they realized that what they were saying and doing wasn't actually any good for you. Again, be it work or family or love, and they needed to, for some reason, they needed to see you be proactive and direct in that, in telling them that. Otherwise, I just don't think they would have really understood. But they start to understand at the end of the month. And you do, I can see you being quite happy in October, to be honest with you, especially at the end of the month, when you're around this group of people, when you thought it could have gone one way and then it actually went the other. And there's an element of peace between you all. I see a variation, like a variety of people from almost all walks of life. So even if this is people that you deem to be your family, but are just from all different parts of the world, all different parts of the country, people you'd never thought you'd be friends with, and you come together in this beautiful combination. So I see you standing and really enjoying that moment and taking that in. And so, Capricorn, do take that in when it happens, when you see that moment happen. And I see it happening a few times in October for you. Really sit and enjoy it and take it in, because there is an element of love and sincerity and real joy that you'll get from this and these little moments with these people. So do enjoy it. And if you want to equate this to your love life, then I would say when you sit down with the one you love, or you're doing something as mediocre as sitting on a couch drinking a cup of tea, and I don't know what they're doing, pick something, playing Xbox, painted the nails, I don't know, whatever it is they're doing, there's a sense of, I love you and I love this, and I'm so happy that you get to have those moments, Capricorn. Well deserved. Capricorn, this has been your October reading. You thought it was going to be dire, and then it wasn't. We brought it back, baby. We brought it back. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. More importantly, though, leave a comment. I want to know how you're getting on. All right, I genuinely do. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can certainly have one. My details are below. My email address is email me, and I'll email you back as soon as I can. Until November. Yes, can you believe we're coming into November now? Until next month, my darlings, have a fantastic month. Send you all my love, and you take care of yourself. All right, bye bye.